but to know that she's gone out of her way to incognito bully your girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, this is a boy mum who doesn't like the fact that her boy is in love with somebody and is trying to break up the relationship.
I have private messages from secret boyfriends that I wouldn't want him to see, you know?
Yeah, same.
That, to me, would make me see red.
Not everybody wants to get married. She is.
Holy
You're through to 1-800-DRAMA,
the show where you share your biggest dilemmas.
and we help you navigate them.
I'm Shaaba.
And I'm Jamie,
Come join us as we help people figure out if they are the drama.
because sometimes you just need an outside perspective.
And we can all expand our own mindsets along the way.
Wait, am I the drama?
We're recording. Ah.
Red flag, green flag, Shaaba.
Hit me.
I'm full of snot, but that's not the red flag, green flag. This
Red
one,
flag. Green flag.
This
Snotty
one-
flag.
Snotty flag. This one is from a peach, cookies, cat, shadow, bat.
Oh, cute
I think
name.
I got that right.
Thank you, Peach.
And it is not correcting mistakes from waiters.
Ooh.
Interesting one for red flag, green flag.
It depends on how bad the mistake is, but I'm actually gonna red flag it as a general
For
principle.
not correcting.
Yes, because I think I'm in my era of trying not to people please as much. There are times where people pleasing I think is important. It's important to have a little bit of shame. It's important to act in a way that doesn't unnecessarily piss other people off. But at the same time,
If you get served raw chicken.
do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't get salmonella just because you're too
Yeah.
afraid to speak up. If you're not enjoying a meal that you are paying your hard-earned kashabalula for, then you need to say something.
I would beige flag it.
No,
I get
no,
why
no,
people
that's
don't
a
want to do
cop-out.
it. If something's like just not quite perfect, I won't say something. But if something's inedible or gonna make me sick, I will say something.
And I need to recognise that I myself am a red flag in this situation. Because you
Yeah.
know, when you order a meal and then you're eating, sometimes you just don't like something. And it's your fault because you ordered it. It's no one else's fault. And they're like, how's the meal? They always come around for a second
Oh,
time.
I'm always
How's
like
the meal?
fantastic, regardless of how I
Every
feel.
single time, and I might be really not enjoying it, but I'll also be like, And the reality is, if I went, oh, it's well cooked, I'm just not enjoying it. It's not the right flavour profile. It's not what I thought. 99% of the time, they'd be like, oh, let me get you something else. But you just don't say anything.
I don't say anything unless it looks like it's gonna make me unwell.
Yeah, I do think it is a red flag to speak up when people nitpick to the nth degree and cause waiters just
There's one too
unnecessary
many ice
hassle.
cubes in my drink.
Come
That's
on.
that's red flag behaviour. Or when you go to like a chain restaurant, like that's kind of French vibes, but you know it's not gonna be like authentic French food, and someone gets really poncy about the fact that this specific dish isn't exactly how it should be.
Right, this isn't how my mama makes it. Well, you are in Frankie and Benny's, babe. What do you expect? That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So what's the drama, Jamie? What you been up to?
Ill.
Yes, this is true.
For the past 2 weeks, we've been coughing and sneezing and colding, and I think it's probably been more fluey. It's been awful.
It was definitely flu because my body gets like hot and cold
Yeah,
sweats.
yeah,
I don't
same.
get that with a cold.
Ugh.
But I'm feeling fantastic. I'm feeling so on fire. I've got hoops in. I've got rings on. I painted my nails. I'm feeling so good.
I'm so happy for you.
Jamie was like 3 days behind me.
Today is my first day where I feel not entirely dead and I'm actually doing some stuff, but I still feel like flat. I feel like a pancake of a human.
Oh, but pancakes are so tasty.
Yeah, but nobody's put sugar and lemon on me, mate.
Oh, I'll do that
Thank you.
tonight.
That sounded a bit...
But just you wait. Next podcast episode, Jamie's going to be like a bean bouncing off the walls. I have a bit of drama.
Ooh.
I think I figured out my online persona a little bit
Oh,
more.
yes.
We have decided to be way more transparent with what we're doing and to align what we do offline with sharing that online a bit more.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There are some things that we're still having to keep under wraps. Larger, longer processes. I'm very excited to tell you about that. We can't tell you yet.
Or like specific details on things.
But we're writing a book. We're looking to get that published and we're talking about that now. And I'm starting a gaming studio with some really, really good eggs and that's launching this year and I'm talking about that now. It just feels really freeing and I'm excited to bring people behind the scenes and just have this like new approach to online stuff where I'm kind of going back to the old days of just talking about the things that I want to talk about. It's almost vlogging, right?
Yeah.
Talking about the behind the scenes of what is exciting and what's actually happening in our lives instead of making content because we feel we need to make content in order to appease some sort of algorithm. I feel like this is like a mini rebirth. Don't worry, the podcast episodes are still going to be here. They're not going to be touched. It just feels good in terms of my short form content.
Nice.
So yeah. Also, lots of people, based on our last podcast episode, had no idea that you had a second channel.
Oh, I have a second channel. I
Yeah.
talk about books and do fashion stuff and it's where I have fun.
Which actually is your rebirth, because that was you kind of like last year being like,
Yeah.
Shaaba, I need to make a change.
And I've
I'm
also
no longer
been-
happy with my content, my creative process, and I
Yeah.
need to talk about this.
Yeah, and I've been open about other things I'm doing, so I'm going to be working on stuff about the writing process on there as well.
Yeah, so we're
Yay.
co-writing a fiction project.
I'm
very
more excited than I sound.
to share it with you. So yeah, I just feel like we've had a lot of good drama recently. For now though, are we ready to go fishing? Well,
Drama.
assholes, let's go.
Am I the drama, Shaaba?
Yes, always.
For giving my wife a dirty plate to eat off of at dinner.
Oh.
Oh.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, that seems weird.
That's
it's
mean.
not effort to wipe a plate.
Are we talking dirty like it was grossly splattered all over? Or like she would complain to the waiter and be like, excuse me, there's a speck of gravy here, less than a centimetre from the edge of the plate.
Oh, you mean like fresh gravy?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I thought you meant like dry gravy. I'm imagining this dude eating his dinner and then putting her dinner on top of that dirty plate.
Oh,
that's
that wouldn't be
weird.
fun. Let's see.
Okay.
Before we get into the story though, can I quickly ask you to check around the screen and see if you are subscribed?
Most people who listen to this podcast are not actually subscribed to the channel. Naughty, naughty. So go click that little subscribe button and also the notification bell so you know when each podcast episode goes out.
It really helps this channel grow. We'd really appreciate it, and it's totally free for you. So just letting you know that it's an option there. Let's go on with the story. OP says, my wife is a nurse and she works long hours. Therefore, I handle everything in the household.
Okay.
Fine. I appreciate this is quite abnormal for a lot of like cis-het gender norm structures, but sure. She has been picking up more shifts recently because the hospital is understaffed. I'm the one doing the chores, taking care of the kids, making food, and I also work. It is all me.
Mm-hmm.
She has one chore, and that is when she comes home, she needs to do the dishes.
Oh, I see where this is going.
This is taking a different route to what I thought.
This is like, if you don't put your dirty underwear away, I'm going to put them on your pillow.
Yes.
Yeah. Which, listen, I will do it.
You make it sound like I just throw pants everywhere.
You do. Our house is littered with your underpants.
Can we just clarify that this is an entire joke? My pants are either on my body, in my drawer, or in the wash basket. I'm very good with pants.
I am joking.
Socks, however, they
I do find your socks everywhere.
Do you know, we were moving a bed recently. We found 2 ice cubes underneath. You know, like the reusable plastic ones? These cats, I swear to God.
Yeah.
It's not even me.
Yeah,
they carry socks and
magpies.
ice cubes everywhere.
Funny boys.
Anyway, the kids are usually asleep, says OP, by the time that she gets home, so I usually make dinner for the kids and wait until she gets home to reheat the food for her.
Right.
Cool. That's sad that you don't get to eat as a family altogether, but I understand. The main issue is that she's not been cleaning the dishes. I've talked to her multiple times, but nothing has changed. She gets home, eats, and goes right to bed. She always claims that she's too tired after her shift to do the dishes, and when I suggest that she does them in the morning, she claims that there's not enough time before she needs to get to work.
Look, I get it, but like OP takes on 90% of the housework. You know,
and
dishes,
seems to have a job. I
and
need
also
some more
works.
information here. Maybe it's coming, but like I need to know what his job is. Like, does he have really lax hours? Is he working from home? Because if in that commute time he can do the dishes, fair. But you have one job, wife, right? That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking as well. And I've actually timed myself sometimes doing the dishes to encourage, because sometimes I'm like, I cannot be bothered. I don't have time. But then I will be like, okay, something's in the oven for 5 minutes. Let me see how much I can get done. And I literally do it all.
I wish in those moments you would tell me and I would do it. But Jamie's like, I don't like how you do dishes. I have a really specific process. It's got to be done my way.
Yeah, no, I'm a bit of
I don't use a dishwasher in the way that Jamie uses a dishwasher.
I'm a bit of a red flag because I'm simultaneously like, I want more help. And then when you do help, I'm like, no, you're not doing
you're not doing it my way.
Yeah. So I get it. I'm impossible. But like, it literally takes me 5 minutes to like unload a dishwasher and put it in or do a sink full of washing up. It really doesn't take that long.
I will also say we cook in this household just for 2 people.
No,
so
I
for a
appreciate
family,
that.
it will be
Okay,
bigger.
I'll double it. 10 minutes, 15 minutes even.
And we have a dishwasher. So if they don't have a dishwasher, it could take longer. At the same time, I am in agreement with you. I'm just saying like there's a lot of context that could change that. But I'm in total agreement with you. Especially if, I really want to know what that job is. But if he's cooking for the kids, doing that bedtime routine and putting the kids to bed, that's a lot.
You're also assuming that OP is a man.
I am.
It's actually not written anywhere. I mean, odds are, yes, but it's not specified.
Wow, thank you for the call out. I really appreciate that. You're right. OP of an unspecified gender says, it is extremely frustrating to wake up and see that they're not done. That leads to me having to do the dishes at some point. We're talking about this again Saturday and she's not done the dishes since 4 days of not doing them. And I've not done them either. That is really annoying because it's not just dishes, it's utensils. And if you're cooking, there's only like a set amount of stuff, right, that you can continue using. And when you're in that war of like, well, I'm not doing it. Well, I'm not doing it. It becomes about more than the dishes.
I know, I hear you.
When stubbornness comes into play.
I think if one person is not working, and it is their job to look after the kids in the house, then it is fair that they do at least a majority of the time 100% of the chores, especially if somebody does long hours or shift work that's quite difficult. But if you are both working, OP has already taken on most of the work because they sound like they've got less hours. I just feel like it's very reasonable to have one chore on your plate.
And you know what?
On your plate.
Funny. There can be. I did. I can't laugh. I'll cough. Blue gang. What I was saying was sometimes some chores as well, especially for the neurospices, can seem way harder than they objectively should. And it might be. I'm not saying that, wife has ADHD. Maybe they do. But sometimes some things just feel like a fucking mountain. And it could be that having a conversation to switch what that chore is to make it something that the wife is more willing to do might be, a good way around this. For example, maybe they don't mind filling the washing machine and taking the clothes out.
Yeah.
Which, could be comparable or even bigger in time, but is more something that they're inclined to want to do.
Sure.
Just as a way to, cheat it. Because we do that. I know you were saying that you're quite impossible with wanting certain things done in very specific ways, but at the same time, when you do ask for help and you're like, look, we need to do a clean, I can be like, okay, but I'm not doing that. I'll mop, I'll dust, I'll hoover, but don't tell me to take the bins out. That's just not going to happen. Don't tell me to put the washing on the line. I'll do it in 4 to 5 business days.
Or empty the cat trays.
There are some things that I just really struggle with.
I do all the disgusting jobs, basically.
You, by the way, decided to get the cats with the cat trays. I said I'm not doing cat trays. We'll only get cats if you do the cat poopies.
That is fair, yeah.
So that was prearranged. I'm not a princess. I'm a prearranged princess. OP says, I've run out of dishes and I served dinner to the kids on paper plates tonight.
Right, okay, I can see they're in a stalemate.
Right. She then gets home after the kids were asleep and I handed her a dirty plate to eat off of.
Oh.
I see. So this was like a statement. This was you saying, wash it up.
Yeah.
I have another question. If OP put food on the plate, that's really not okay. But if it was an empty plate, I can understand it.
Yeah.
OP says, I told her that she can use that to reheat the food. Okay, so it doesn't sound like there was food on it.
Yeah, there's no food on it.
Fine. We weren't happy and we got into an argument. She called me a dick for handing her a dirty plate to eat off of, and that because I was home, I should have cleaned some dishes. I pointed out that this is her job and I'm not going to do it. That if she won't clean the dishes, then she can eat off of a dirty plate. She's now calling me a jerk. I told my sister and she said that I'm being petty, but I don't think I am. And there's an edit here as well. OP says, because people have continued to ask, I work in constructions 40 to 50 hours a week.
Oh, okay. So that's like full-time plus a little bit.
Yeah, this is also a physically demanding job too, in the same way that wife is being a nurse. They both have really physically demanding jobs. That's a lot. Imagine working 40 to 50 hours a week, coming back, doing all the chores and looking after the kids.
Yeah, that is intense.
She works in the hospital for 36 to 60 hours. It's highly dependent on what's happening at the hospital, if she picks up more shifts or not. 36 is the norm, and it depends on that week if she grabs 1 or 2 extra shifts.
Oh.
So there are even times where OP is working significantly more hours. You know the drama.
Yeah, no, I don't get it. Yeah, definitely not the drama. I feel like maybe this has come out of a place of maybe OP's wife working longer shifts at a time, but maybe for less days in the week. But I'm sorry, if you're both working on average around the 40-hour mark, you should actually be splitting the chores 50-50. I think OP is already not the drama for the fact that they take on a brunt of the household chores and childcare,
whilst also doing a construction job,
despite only sometimes working less hours than their partner.
Want some more information on how many kids you have, because having 2 kids is very different to having 6 kids.
Yeah.
But regardless, you're right, this just feels so unbalanced now knowing that OP works full-time at a job that's clearly not being done from home.
That's not fair to me. The way that this would be fair, the way we split it is I do the cleaning, so things like hoovering, laundry, dishes, bins, cat care,
clothes.
Yeah, I did laundry.
Oh, sorry.
And Shaaba does our life admin, phone calls, organising things. Whenever something needs repaired, you also do the brunt of the DIY work
stuff,
and
cooking.
You cook.
Yeah.
And you organise our food shops.
We do. It balances out.
Yeah, time-wise, it is quite 50-50.
Though
mine's just more regular because it's every day.
Skill-wise, it's not balanced at all. It's quite like cishet mask, weirdly. You take on a lot of the physically demanding jobs and I take more of the mentally.
That's because you have no
jobs.
upper body strength.
It's also because you have painful lack of attention to detail. So it's really hard when Jamie does a food shop and we end up with 5 butters and no vegetables.
Do that. No. And the lack of vegetables is not attention to detail, it's choice. Anyway, I feel like there's there's ways that a household being run can be split if one person... I really struggle with admin, and Shaaba really struggles with remembering to do cleaning tasks.
I just don't see it.
Yeah.
And it's like with you and admin. Like for me, my brain gets so overwhelmed when our admin list is too long. I've kind of struggled to do anything. And the same goes for you in cleaning. If that you're like, I cannot work until I have hoovered. And I'm like, Jamie, just wait until post 5 p.m, babe. But he's like, no, must be done right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. I also want to point out something that happened within me is as a call out, reading this post, especially with the assumption, which I'm still making, that OP is a man.
Yeah, the odds are yes.
But like women can work in construction, absolutely. But I don't know why I had that assumption. Social norms, I imagine. There was so much of me that was fighting to try and excuse the wife because she's a wife, because she's a nurse.
She's a nurse.
Right?
Yeah.
A lot of these assumptions make you think, oh no, she's working. Why get her to do more? But the reality is, if the gender roles were flipped and this was a guy who had a full-time job and the wife had a full-time job that was, you know, averaged out to be more hours and was doing everything at home, and the guy was like, oh, I'm not doing the dishes, the amount that we would be ripping into him. It's funny because even now I feel like our positions are quite polite in light of the fact that OP's wife is a woman.
Yeah, no, you're very true.
Isn't
you're
that
very true.
Interesting.
It's a very strong, not the drama for OP. I think it's ridiculous.
God damn it, OP's wife. Pull your socks up. I know you're busy. I know you're... No, even that feels mean.
Yeah,
you know
do
what I
it.
mean?
Say
But
it.
if
Keep
it was
going.
a husband, I'd be like, you scrub.
You lazy
Work.
asshole.
Do those dishes. And for some reason, it just feels different. And it shouldn't. Do those dishes.
Yeah, take on 50% responsibility, because at the end
You
of
should
the
be doing
day,
more than the dishes, exactly.
unless somebody's working like 25 hours and somebody else is working like 40 or 50, that's when there's a real tangible difference. 36 to 60 and 40 to 50, you're working the same amount of hours. Okay, fine, if one person takes on extra shifts in 1 week, then maybe there can be a reshift and somebody else can take on some more work that week, but generally you should be 50-50 in the household. This is not fair on OP, and this is more than about a dinner plate.
Yeah, this is way more than a dirty plate, for sure.
Yeah, I want to see what other people have to say.
Same.
Not the drama. She has one chore, you are doing everything else, including raising kids, and all she needs to do is wash the dishes. If you have a dishwasher, that is literally 10 minutes. You have one. You have one
OP
in
said
common.
that they've got one in common.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even without a dishwasher, it's like half an hour. You might as well be a single parent. You're not even a stay-at-home parent, since you also work. You work in construction. It's not like you have an easy job either.
Yeah. Imagine like just the tiredness of working in construction for a whole week.
Yeah.
And then dealing with kids.
Yeah.
And doing all the chores. I honestly don't know how somebody manages like that.
Yeah. No, it's too much.
She has one chore and she can't do it. That is just messed up. Not the drama. Okay, so I'm glad that other people are being ruthless in a way that we clearly couldn't be.
I also don't know why OP's sister has said they're petty. You could maybe view it as petty to be like, here's a dirty plate.
Yeah.
But like,
No, it is objectively
but you've been
petty.
trying to communicate. I think it's going down to pettiness because somebody else won't do something.
I'm here for it. Be that little petty queen. I too would have done something as
Yeah.
petty, but it is petty.
But imagine-
Not being petty would have been like, look, we need to have a conversation. I'm not getting plates for you. I've gone to the point of paper plates because I'm being stubborn, because you're being stubborn. Just wash those goddamn dishes. That would be the non-petty way of doing it.
Yeah.
But giving someone a dirty plate is petty. You are the drama.
Oh, quote, she has been picking up extra shifts. If she's been doing extra work for the benefit of the house, then you can too. But even if she picks up all the extra shifts she can, it only takes her to like the equivalent of 1 day more work per week, which on those weeks, yes, maybe OP does do it. It's literally the dishes. It is
He does all the work.
If you keep on top of the dishes and you do it every day, it is not a huge job.
Sounds like you need more paper plates or a dishwasher or to hire someone to help around the house. You are the drama.
I'm so confused about why people are calling OP the drama.
I don't understand the comments calling you the drama.
Everyone on Reddit would have had their pitchforks ready if it were a wife complaining about having no help from their husband.
There we go. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm glad someone else has brought this up.
Yeah, your post says you handle everything household, which isn't fair. If your wife was single, she'd still have to clean up after herself, do dishes, etc. So
And
why
cook.
so why can't she do that one simple task now? Especially if you're doing everything else and that's all she needs to do. I dislike doing the dishes as much as the next person, but it's something that has to be done. She could run the dishwasher and let things start to soak while she showers and changes into her pajamas or etc. Then they are much easier to clean and less time is spent scrubbing, making the whole process faster.
You're so right as well. Like, gamifying is something that we do often because because we've known this to be an ADHD hack. I definitely think I've rubbed off on you.
Yeah.
When something's on the microwave, I'll be like, quick, let's see if we can do it now. Like, I'll often unload the dishwasher whilst a ready meal is...
I've literally also been like boiling the kettle for a drink or like warming up milk for a hot chocolate.
And and you're like, let me just quickly mop.
And I've been like, let me see how far I can get with the dishwasher. And sometimes in a minute and a half, I've emptied the entire thing.
Well, that's
and I'm
faster
just
than me,
like,
for sure.
just do it. It's so much quicker than you think it's going to be. I do appreciate there's only 2 of us, but it's still a full dishwasher. You just have to fill it up more times, but emptying it is still quite similar.
I want to bring back this point as well of if you're too tired later, doing it in the morning makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I know so many people who start their day off that way, and we used to go through that as a phase too. In fact, sometimes I think we still do. We'll do house chores before we start our workday properly.
I was too tired last night because I still wasn't feeling well. Today, the first thing I did when I went downstairs was I did the washing up in the sink.
It's part of adulting. It's what
Yeah.
you have to do. I remember growing up, my dad and stepmom would take it in turns to fill up like this slow cooker with ingredients as well sometimes, and then set it to like go off so that when they came back, it would have cooked it.
Yeah.
Not the drama. If she were a man, she'd be a deadbeat for not helping with the chores.
Exactly.
You're the drama.
Nurses work 12-hour shifts and oftentimes those are grueling hours. You seem to have time left over after working a normal job and fixing dinner. If that's correct, use that time to wash those dishes. After all, your wife is still working and you are home. Don't be petty, be a true teammate, always willing to help wherever you can. It does have like 85
Yeah, I was going to say
downvotes.
that's a lot of downvoting. And maybe this was put out like before OP clarified that they were in construction. But I do think this is so unfair, especially considering that somebody who works in construction, has really long hours, often longer than the wife's, and does
Yeah.
everything else. If they have free time, they deserve to have that free time.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, also do all the chores of the other person as well.
Well, it's not like OP is going, I'm the man, I also work, therefore my wife should do cooking and cleaning, so I'm not doing it. And we don't know if OP is a man, but like going on that assumption. But OP's literally said, I do the childcare. This person's like, be a teammate. They are being a teammate.
They tapped in.
They do everything but the
They're
dishes.
doing like 90% of that baton holding in that relay.
Do you know what percentage dishes are of household chores and childcare?
I wonder if a large part of what's at play here is the timings of the shifts. Construction is done during work hours, and actually construction workers typically work much earlier and
Yeah.
come home a little bit earlier. That like they'll finish before 5 or around 5. Whereas OP's wife seems to be coming back after dinner consistently.
Yeah.
It could be the fact that she has hours that run into the evening, which we know happens, night
Yeah.
shifts at a nurse, that sort of thing. They could be so volatile that they've just not gotten that process down. And maybe people are seeing that as like, well, therefore you should be taking on more.
If the assumption of 12-hour shifts is correct, which based on what I know of healthcare jobs, it is correct.
And it can be my brother-in-law, to be
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
is a doctor, and he works crazy hours sometimes. He works full on night shifts and sleeps for a lot of the day.
Yeah. So 36 hours would be working 3 12-hour shifts in a week. If that's her norm, that gives her 4 days a week where she's not working. And sometimes she picks up 2 extra shifts and does 5 12-hour shifts in a week. That still gives her the weekend.
If we're assuming that they are 12-hour shifts. And from our experience of the person we know, when he does work crazy hours, like nighttime hours, he also typically, I think, gets like an additional day off.
Yeah.
And doesn't have to do night shifts for
Yeah.
another week or so.
But
So
guess
it's very
what?
on-off.
He still takes on his fair share of household chores.
Absolutely.
They
Because that's
both-
what adulting is. You guys committed to having a family. You guys committed to
Building
the
a house
life that you
together.
have. You got to put the work in.
Yeah.
If the genders were reversed, this sub would be foaming at the mouth.
It is true.
Lol.
Yeah.
The comment says lol. That wasn't
Yeah, yeah.
lolling. Best of luck, OP. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this, and I am totally on your side.
Yeah. Just buy a large supply of paper plates and do that until she eventually washes up.
Or communicate.
I feel like communication was happening though. It was like, please do the dishes. And then it just didn't get done.
Yeah.
For 4 days with kids. Imagine that. If we don't do the dishes for 4 days, just the 2 of us, it's grim.
It's quite a statement in itself that you've gone to get paper plates.
Yeah.
That would piss me off. What if you're eating soup? I just found out my mum has been sending my girlfriend cruel messages for who knows how long. Ooh, drama. Spicy drama.
Oh.
I don't know how to handle this.
OP says, I'm a 36-year-old man. My girlfriend is a 32-year-old woman. Generally, not much rattles me. My friends call me a, quote, stoic, emotionally constipated idiot. Oh dear. And they're not wrong. Which is why we're all still a little stunned that the love of my life is basically my opposite.
Well, opposites attract. And
Yeah.
you know what? The best partners help each other grow.
Yeah,
So I
and bring
love
that
the
out of you a
fact
bit.
that you're with someone who has emotional diarrhea, because that is a great balance.
Yeah, for sure. Emotional diarrhea. I've been with my girlfriend for 8 years, known her for 10.
Wow.
She's
That's all.
quiet, gentle, brilliant, an actual whole-ass professor,
Woo.
and genuinely one of the kindest people I've ever met.
Do you know what this is giving? You know when, well, what's his name? Will Smith was on the red carpet and was like...
But this doesn't give emotionally constipated idiot the way he's able to describe her.
I love that he's clearly so in love.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
She's silly, shy, goofy in the best ways, and loves to poke fun. I love all of it. I love her more than I've ever loved anyone ever in this lifetime.
You're right. This is not
This is
constipation,
not-
babe. You've
yeah.
taken some lactulose, because that is gooey.
That's pretty runny. But last night, something happened that I can't let go of. My phone was charging, so I was scrolling Instagram Reels on hers like I usually do. One of her friends DM'd her. Normally I'd send back some dumb reaction photos so they know it's me, just a thing in our circle.
Okay, as long as it sounds like this is known.
Yeah.
I would personally find that a huge invasion of privacy. But if you guys have this as a rule and like she's very happy with you seeing messages and stuff, okay.
As long as it's consensual and everyone knows what's going on, then it's fine.
I have private messages from secret boyfriends that I wouldn't want him to see, you know?
Yeah, same. But it wasn't a joke. It was screenshots my girlfriend had sent her friend, and the friend was trying to comfort her. I hesitated, then opened the screenshots to read better, and I'm glad I did. I don't even regret it anymore because what I saw were multiple messages from my mother, cruel ones, and the timestamps weren't all from the same day, so I don't know how long this has been happening. A week? Longer? No idea.
What is happening?
I will say, like, I do...
What the hell was that? My throat just like croaked.
I will say, I wonder if this crosses a line of like, clearly they've got a really open dynamic where OP can openly use his girlfriend's phone and like if a message comes through can send a little jokey message back. But if OP's girlfriend hasn't told him about these messages from his mum, then clearly that's maybe something that she's not ready to share with him, doesn't know how to approach it with him.
Okay, but like what is being what I need to understand the rest of
I'm confused why this has happened, but part of me is like, I'm confused about why he opened the screenshots. That feels like a step into invading privacy, but I don't know because I don't know the exact dynamic.
I kind of feel like if you're allowed to go on someone's messages and you'd be like, it's me, haha, you know, like to show that it's you. And whilst we don't do that on Insta, we do that on WhatsApp, especially when like we're driving.
Yeah.
So many times or like with Maddie, hey, shout out to wonderful editor. Often my phone is like dying or he's using it for whatever reason, and I'll be like, hi, it's me by the way. Blah, blah, blah. It's normal, and I do think if you're already on that message and you've seen something that you're like, oh my gosh, are you being hurt? I would do what OP, maybe it's not the right thing, but I would probably look at the screenshot too.
Yeah, I guess
I would.
If I knew you were on my phone and I said it's fine.
If someone's consoling you and I didn't know you're upset, I'd be like, what the f***'s going on?
Yeah, maybe OP's girlfriend was like, I don't know how to tell him because how's this going to make him feel that his mum's being a butthole?
What is she saying?
Some of the messages my mum sent.
Yeah.
Maybe he hasn't proposed because you haven't given him a child. Men don't marry placeholders. Most recent, this one makes me see red. I can't even imagine how my baby felt.
My baby. Oh.
Okay, but that's just really weird because isn't it more like the traditional viewpoint of like getting engaged and married and then having the baby?
That is weird.
Like who says maybe he's not proposed because you've not had a baby yet? That's a bit bizarre.
It's so interesting that this is what is making OPC red, because like this is not a nice message to send, but it also feels like a very standard trope of like...
No, but he's called her a placeholder.
I know that's not... No, I'm not saying it's
if
good.
my mum called you a placeholder, Jesus Christ.
If you're like, she's not bamboo. What? I had something in my mind, but it's not. I think I was thinking of a job. It's fine.
Were you thinking of a placemat?
Yes!
Another message. If you stop dressing like a teenage boy and put on some makeup, maybe he'd see you as a wife instead of one of his little friends.
That to me would make me see red.
Holy
That's
shit.
ruder than give him a child. That is bullying. That's horrible.
You're keeping him from his family he used to visit. For clarity, says OP, I'm the one who pulled back because of her behaviour towards one of my sisters. That's a whole other issue, so nothing to do with my girlfriend. Does sound like a pattern of bad behaviour from the mum, though.
1,000,000%. She's totally like misdirecting anger and has scapegoated the girlfriend as the source of all problems.
Yeah.
Probably because she can't take accountability for herself.
Another message. You think you're special? You're lucky he even brought you home. Girls like you don't get commitment from men like him. And then OP said, like, what the hell is this? What the hell is that? What? Oh, this is a boy mum who doesn't like the fact that her boy is in love with somebody and is trying to break up the relationship. And OP's mum also said, you're not good enough for the life he deserves.
I wonder if all of this is also deflection. Honestly, that first comment was the most tame to me. The whole placeholder thing, I'm surprised
but
that is...
maybe kids and having kids is a bit of a sensitive topic for them as a couple.
Maybe. But that last one in particular, particular, you're not good enough, what was it, for the life he deserves, that sounds like she's feeling she's not been good enough and she is deflecting.
Oof.
This is disgusting.
Yeah.
This is horrible behaviour.
So OP says, reading them made my stomach drop. Me too. They'd make me boil. They'd also be really hurtful because, well, it sounds like maybe OP knows that his mum has these
It's a
types of
problem,
tendencies.
but not that he's taking it out on the girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I guess he might be feeling a double whammy of like, I'm so mad at my mum, but I'm also feeling some kind of way, maybe hurt, maybe confused as to why his baby hasn't shared that with him.
I wouldn't be hurt if that happened and you didn't share it. If it had
I
only
would
been
be
going
hurt
on for like a
for
week
you.
or so.
I'd be like, tell me, I could have fixed this. I could tell her to f off.
Shaaba,
My mum's not Billy.
I would
My
like
mum's not
to-
Billy, right?
your sister,
Nadia.
she teases me for being old.
And you tease her for being short.
I
It's very,
do.
it's very one-on-one.
So OP continues, reading them made my stomach drop.
Yeah.
They were hateful and completely false. There's even more, but these were the ones seared into my brain. And my girlfriend didn't tell me about any of them. She's just been carrying this alone, smiling, laughing with me, all while this garbage was sitting in the back of her mind.
It might be that she was doing that to protect you, or it
Yeah.
might be she was doing that because she doesn't care. And I'm assuming it's the first one.
Yeah. My girlfriend avoids conflict. Yeah. She hates upsetting anyone. I get it. It's easier to talk to a friend first, and my mum can be intense.
I feel like that ... intense
It's ...
speaks
intense.
volumes.
She probably didn't want to put me in a position where it looked like choosing sides, but I've chosen, and it's not her I'm angry with. Oh, okay, this is... Do you know how many Am I the Drama stories that
Arsehole
we read? Sons who will not call out their mum's shitty behaviour towards their partners.
They turn into sponges when it comes to their mums.
But this is very refreshing, and I
It
don't
is.
see the emotional constipation. It's normally the guys who bow down to their mothers who are emotionally constipated.
Give yourself credit, OP.
Yeah.
There's no emotional constipation
It might be
here.
that in every other sense OP is emotionally constipated, but it doesn't seem that way when it comes to his girlfriend.
And that's really sweet. There
Yeah.
are some people who do that. They're like unable to unmask until it comes to that one person who they really trust.
Yeah. I'm furious at my mother. I'm exhausted by this. She knows how much my girlfriend means to me. She hears me talk about her constantly. I really thought she might actually be happy for me. Oh, and that is double whammy of being hurt for the person you love, but also feeling hurt for yourself that this other person in your life isn't maybe as nice as you thought they were. Or
Ridiculous. I mean, it sounds like he knew that his mum's a piece of work.
But maybe not when it came to him and his relationship. That might be new to him.
Yeah, I also think it's different to know that someone has a problem. If to your face she's like, oh, really, this is a person you've chosen to settle down with, it's obviously not nice. But to know that she's gone out of her way to incognito bully your girlfriend,
Yeah.
that hits different. This is giving that documentary we watched.
Yeah.
And like, I don't mean to give out big spoilers, I won't say anything more, but it's that level of deceit that makes this 1,000 times worse. I would be more annoyed at the fact that that was being done behind my back than I would be that mum held these opinions in the first place.
Yeah, because at least if you knew, you'd be like, you're not being cowardice about your
At least
approach.
have the respect to say it to my face.
And I know where I stand with you and I can walk away. Because I would, if a parent or a loved one had this opinion of you and was saying this kind of stuff, I'd be like, well, I'm not dealing with you.
This is gross behaviour, and it's just so manipulative.
Yeah.
It's so like playground bullying. This is high school bullying. It's worse. It's Mean Girls.
Ugh. OP continues. At the same time, I don't want to make this hard on my girlfriend or make her feel exposed. So here's where I need advice. Do I tell my girlfriend gently that I saw the messages,
Yes.
that I'm on her side,
Yes.
and she doesn't need to shield me from my own mother?
Yes.
Or do I handle my mother privately and not bring it up unless my girlfriend does?
Definitely don't do that. You were on her phone for good reason. She knows that you're going to go on her phone. This is just one of those occasions where you happen to see something,
Yeah.
and it's a wonderful in to say, hey, I don't know how to bring this up. It's a little bit awkward, but I just want to let you know that this happened whilst I was scrolling. And she can't be mad at you. She'll probably feel relieved at the fact that there is now an opportunity for you both to talk about it.
Yeah, but if you have this openness of like going on her phone, then
There's nothing to hide.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say though is I don't think that you should be saying, oh, you don't need to shield me from my own mum, because that might not be why she's doing it. It could be that she's feeling a sense of embarrassment that
Yeah.
actually isn't to do with you, and you should let her come to you with why she didn't
Yeah.
say it, as opposed to making those assumptions.
yeah. OP ends by saying, I just want her to feel safe and supported, and it makes me sick that she's been dealing with this alone. I mean, actually sick. I'm just watching her make breakfast, and what's the best approach that prioritizes her well-being first? I think complete honesty with her, because I think, yes, like going to your mum and shutting that down so it doesn't happen again, sure, but I also just think it's best for your girlfriend to also know how much on her side you are.
Yeah.
And like that will probably help this feel a lot easier for her to deal with, knowing that A, you can handle it, and B, you are supporting her.
I totally agree, and I think that's really important to emphasize, because she, especially having kept this from you, might be feeling a fear that you have found out and she's not told you, like, oh shit, you must be feeling some kind of way. I didn't want to put this on you. So you clarifying, I'm not mad at you. I'm sorry this is happening to you. And I'm sorry that you felt you weren't able to talk to me about it. Not in a blame way and not in an anger way will go, I think, a really long way.
Yeah.
I think what's really interesting though is this is already so wonderfully emotionally mature. Like the fact that OP's thinking about girlfriend's well-being and like the best way to approach this is so refreshing. It almost feels silly and trivial to be talking about how you do that because you've already made such incredible moves where other couples would have argued, would have fallen out.
Yeah, the title of this would be like, am I the drama for not sticking up for my girlfriend after my mom was mean to her?
And
like
I didn't support her.
That's normally where these types of stories go. So kudos.
Aww.
Should we see what other people have to say?
Brownie
we've not
badge.
done badges.
Brownie badge.
Yeah,
to
brownie
you,
badge.
and absolutely not the drama.
Clearly not the drama.
Your mum though, massive
Mouldy.
moldy brownie. You.
Nobody wants to eat that.
No. Propose.
Propose.
Like that,
I
just
mean,
propose.
if you are ready for
No,
that.
it sounds like you're ready, babe. You're frickin' smitten. Propose. No, don't propose. I mean, it's a funny
So
comment.
deal with this first and then make sure the proposal is very clearly not connected to those messages.
Yeah. You've been together a long time. Is there a reason you haven't proposed? Why? What is happening?
Why is that the response? Honestly, people do things at their own pace. People might want to have a short engagement, so they're waiting to get engaged until they have the money for the wedding. Not everybody wants to get married.
I just love the way that the mum is bullying and doing these underhanded tactics, and this guy's like in turmoil, and they're like, but hang on a second, you mentioned you've been together 8 years. What's going on there?
Yeah.
That's so bizarre. So
Why are people
I haven't been
obsessed?
proposed in 8 years. Maybe how long? When?
6 years.
For us.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we were getting the pressure too of people being like, you've been together a while, but I just feel like if you don't need that sense of commitment, it's okay.
But it's just
you do it
because,
when you're
like,
ready.
Getting married was something that we both wanted to do and was like...
Everyone has nuances as well, right? So
Yeah.
like in our situation, the family thing, the trans thing, the white brown thing, it all played a role. I know we're different skin colours.
Wow.
Who knew?
Ugh. I just find it really weird. And it's this whole thing of like, when are you having kids? When are you doing this? When are you doing that?
But it's not like you guys are particularly old and when you got together. You also weren't particularly young, but it's like, whoa, calm down, let them do their normal life pace thing. But like, why is this what's being pressed on? And not the fact that the mum is a ninja bully.
Yeah, but also there's like some couples that literally are together, have kids, and then get married when their kids are teenagers and they're 50.
Maybe they're saving
Like-
up for a house first. Maybe they don't want to get married because patriarchy. Like,
Yeah.
let them do their own thing.
Weird.
Is there any comment not about proposing?
The choice is yours to cut your mum off or not. I would.
But don't put the burden or choice on your girlfriend. Regardless of who you date or marry, your mum is behaving absolutely awful and it needs to be stopped by going no contact. Do we agree with this?
I would need to confront my mother about that, and it depends
Absolutely.
on how she responded. But I
Yes.
would definitely go minimal contact after that, regardless of her apologies.
Don't let your girlfriend feel guilty by you going no contact. This has to be your choice. Support your girlfriend by defending your relationship. I just don't understand why it has to become like a one or the other. I do think this comment's maybe being a little bit presumptuous. This is one option.
I mean, what I would certainly say to you is I would be like, I know about the messages. I'm going to go speak to my mother about this. What I would recommend you do is block her number. You don't need to have
Yes.
contact. Whether I have contact with my mother or not is my choice. And maybe I still will after having a conversation with her. But you absolutely do not need to speak to her ever again.
And you do not need to feel like you are to blame
Yeah.
if I don't speak to my
Yeah,
mum.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's what I do really value from this
Yeah.
comment.
And
I
saying-
think that's a really good thing that you should be communicating to your
Oh, for
girlfriend.
sure. And being like, this is a pattern of behaviour from her. I know that she has this streak. I'm shocked she's directed it at you. So what I decide to do going forward with my relationship is not your fault. It's her fault.
And none of this is your fault.
Yeah.
She sent the messages.
Yeah.
Just because you happen to be the recipient doesn't mean that you should bear the responsibility or weight of what comes from
I
that.
just think that's horrible.
It's really nasty.
Like, I don't understand. If, like, somebody's partner had actually done something to hurt your child, you can go to your child and be like, look, I think they treated you not okay. And you can speak to them about that. But to go behind your child's back to their partner when nothing seems to be wrong in the relationship and
Yeah.
be like, what?
It is the deceit of that. Like, normally, with the worst just no mother-in-laws, you see it because they're talking to the kid.
Yeah.
It's an extra level of devil to go
Ooh,
to the partner.
extra
That's-
level of devil.
Didn't mean to make that rhyme.
I am evil Homer.
I am evil Homer. You confess to your girlfriend that you know and that you're sorry and that you are on her aside, I don't think you need to apologise. There's nothing here for you to apologise
I guess
for.
just saying, like, I'm sorry this has happened.
Sure.
Like, not sorry as in taking onus of it, but...
I think that's what this comment is saying, though, like the fact that you know because you opened that screenshot. But I don't think it's wrong at all for you to open that screenshot.
If that's part of your relationship, then no, don't be sorry for it.
You light your mum the up and then block her on everything. After the dust settles, you propose to your girlfriend because what precisely are you waiting for, bro? What is going on?
Why are people so obsessed with other people getting engaged?
Or maybe it's just like, hey, you are clearly smitten.
Yeah.
Do the right thing.
But it doesn't mean people want to get married.
Love drunk puppy you.
If you want to get married, what are you waiting for? If you don't want to get married, then
it does
don't
sound
get married.
though, because remember, these comments from mum are not happening isolated in a vacuum. Like
Right.
the girlfriend does have back and forth with the mum, and especially that comment. I'm not saying these comments are right to be pressing on that. I do also find that weird.
Proposed.
Maybe he hasn't proposed because you haven't given him a child. It could be that she was like, oh, and I wonder when he's going to. I'm really itchy for that ring kind of vibe, you know? So maybe that's what Reddit's reading into it. And it's like, dude,
maybe.
Do it.
But that could just be a out of the blue isolated comment from the mother.
Especially because things like if you stop dressing like a teenage boy and put on some makeup, like nothing that OP's girlfriend could have sent would warrant that. Maybe she sent a message of like, hey, what do you think of this dress? It doesn't sound like they're pally to be doing that, to be fair.
No.
But it's just horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Very anti-feminist as well.
The audacity for someone to feel they can send that and to not tell your own child that you're doing that to their partner. This crosses so many lines. I'd be raging at my mum.
Yeah.
Best of luck, OP. Whether you decide to propose or not,
it's totally your choice.
Absolutely. I wish you guys the relationship and the love that you deserve, because this is hella cute. Not the mum thing.
Not the mum thing.
The two of you.
Yeah, how OP feels about his girlfriend.
This final submission is sent to us from a fellow Peach over on the r/1800drama subreddit.
Definitely go check that out, and you can help other Peaches out or submit a story of your own that could appear on the podcast.
Meanwhile, this Peach says,
I think my mum is breaking up with me. Oh.
What is it with painful mums this episode?
Poopy parents.
OP says, short background. My dad is an emotionally immature parent. So we've gone from emotional constipation to emotionally immature. Yes, I'm referencing that book. Emotionally Mature Parents. Please enlighten us, Peaches, if you know what this is about. And my mum is enabling him. I have a young toddler, so I recently put down boundaries that led me to go no contact with my dad to protect me and my child.
Fair.
My mother was still invited to see the both of us, but declined because she didn't want to hurt dad's feelings. We sort of talk once or twice a week. They also live in the same town as us.
Oh, awkward.
It is, but I'm really proud of you, Peach, for establishing your boundaries, for doing what you need to do, and for setting up a life that feels comfortable for not just you, but your squish as well. That's really important.
It is important.
Last night, says Oh Peach, I sent my mum a short video that explains what adult children mean when they say do the work, since I failed to explain it a few times. The screenshots I'm about to show are of the conversation that followed. My therapist did also help me dig into what I want to ask. Please help me. Am I the drama?
So we've actually got like message screenshots.
Interesting. I think this is the first time I've seen this on the Peachy podcast.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be the mum. Ready?
All right.
I watched it. It says, Mum, I hear that this reflects how you understand doing the work. I care about you.
Okay.
That sounds promising.
It does. This is what I mean when I say do the work, not necessarily the result, but the self-reflection. Again, it's not about blame, it's about responsibility and accountability.
I love that. I can tell that Peach has gone to therapy, because that is really high-level healing thinking.
Yeah.
Mum says, I hear that for you. Doing the work is about self-reflection and accountability. Thank you for clarifying.
The first message sounded like it was leading to opening the conversation up a bit more. This one feels like it's just kind of shut it down. It's not actually saying...
Also just feels like comprehension. You know when they say like, oh, you must include the question as part of your work. Like, this is a text. Why you... What?
Yeah. It's basically
weird,
like,
right?
I hear that this is how you're feeling.
Thank you for
clarifying it with me.
But then, sure, this is still an emotionally mature response.
Yeah.
It's just a bit weird.
Okay. OP also says, another question. You say this is what it means for me, so I understand it doesn't mean the same for you. So what does doing the work mean for you? Oh. Yes, on the first message, OP's mum just says, I hear that this reflects how you understand doing the work. Right.
And Mum says, for me, caring shows itself in staying respectful, not arguing about definitions, and keeping the door open without pressure. My inner work is something I take seriously and do consistently, but it's not something I want to define or debate in messages. I'm open to respectful contact when that feels right. This is odd.
It's feeling very detached.
It's really like lawyer formal.
It's really robotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bizarre. And OP's replied, I'm not asking you what caring means to you. I'm asking you, how do you show that you care for me? Visiting friends have left, so I'm available to talk regularly again, same as before they came.
Mum responded, I show that I care by staying in contact even when it's painful, by not speaking badly about about you by respecting your autonomy, and seems to say some extra things, but she's listing out how she feels she's showing she's caring.
Yeah, and OP said, this saddens me. I feel that we are not on the same page regarding our role as mother and daughter. This relationship is not equal and it never will be. Staying in contact even when it's painful is something you do to yourself, not to others. Tolerating a relationship is not a love language.
So OP's question here is my mum breaking up with me?
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to like assess the messages and what's coming from that. And obviously we haven't seen the rest of the message. The one thing that I will gently push back on, because you are very entitled to your own feelings, I just think it's fair if the mum has perceived what she believes is a sacrifice because you're not speaking to dad, but you're still speaking to her. She's entitled to feel that as painful. I can understand why to a parent that would be painful to know that their kid that they're still wanting to keep in contact with doesn't have this like super happy family moment with everyone. I can think of so many people in my family network who have cut someone out, who have gone no contact with someone, and who the rest of the family do struggle with. And as long as that's not a struggle that's being put on you to be like, it's your fault, how dare you, as long as you're not saying you are the reason that it's painful, then I think it's fine to acknowledge that there will be some pain there. Does that make sense?
Yes, but I also know like a majority of those people are able to separate and be like, I recognize I'm in contact with somebody who causes you pain. I will keep these relationships very separate, and still be able to like see you and come see you and blah 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 and
I
do
also
all
think
these
that
things.
happens with times. This sounds really fresh as well. I can think about examples where in the freshness of the moment for our situation as well, there's been a level of hurt over this.
Yes, but there has also been a level of seeing somebody's trying, and when
Yeah.
you don't see someone's trying, that's when it's really difficult to keep
Absolutely.
there.
And I'm understanding why OP is questioning if this is trying, because a lot of the messages from the mum, they're almost saying the right things, but in such a, like, as you said, really like cold kind of formal way.
I'm actually a little bit confused about where the mum stands on this,
And
if
also
I'm being honest with you.
what she's trying to say.
It's almost like she's just kind of repeating
Yeah.
things back rather than saying her own emotions.
Yeah.
OP said, something I've learned as a mother that I hope to stick to. Children and parents are not symmetrical relationships. Our role as parents is to hold the earth and sky for our children, to be the adults in the story and to be responsible for the relationship. That is not the role of our children at any age. And OP has said, I understand you might disagree with me. I only wish this disagreement didn't affect me that much, but it does because I'm your daughter.
Oh, that's really vulnerable, and that's
So this
really
is
open.
OP saying like, I need you to be the parent here.
Yes, and like I'm doing this to my kid, but even though I am an adult, I still need this from you.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful communication. I'm sorry though, that sounds like it really hurts. It's coming from a place of hurt and extreme vulnerability.
Oh yeah, and I feel like OP's being very like the opposite of her mum, with being emotionally open with what she wants and needs.
Absolutely.
But is not getting that back.
Yeah, and don't take this the wrong way, Peach, if you're listening to this. I see it in the messiness of your writing too. You can tell that this is coming from the heart.
The emotional language.
Right, it's like you're just kind of outpouring how you feel and being like, this is what I need from you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm finding really jarring, that it's not coming back from the mum. It almost feels like too calculated. Mum responds, I hear how painful this is for you, and I take seriously that you're my daughter. I agree that the parent-child relationship isn't symmetrical, and I don't expect you to carry responsibility for me. At the same time, I need to stay honest about what I can offer right now without harming myself.
To me, I would read that as...
This does feel like a breakup.
Yeah,
Like, what about giving yourself to me as a mum is harming you, mum?
Yeah, I don't understand.
I love you, and my hope is that we can stay in contact in a way that feels respectful to both of us, even if we don't yet see things the same way.
To me, that read, like the way I would take that as a child is, okay, I've been open with you about why I need to go no contact with a parent, and you are choosing your partner over your child.
For me, I'm just confused. I'm like, well, what is it that you want? What kind of relationship do you want then?
Yeah.
Like, set out the boundaries of what you expect our relationship to look like, what you expect contact to look like.
And
what's harming
and what's hurting you, because like you shouldn't need to pull back from a child because they want to go no contact with your partner, whether that's their parent or a step parent. That should then just be, okay, I'm in the middle and it's painful to be in the middle, but I will have these separate relationships with these separate people who, for their own mental well-being, are no longer in communication with one another.
Absolutely, because your relationship as a co-parent is entirely separate from your relationship as a mum to the person, yourself. Those are two different roles that you're playing.
Yeah.
One shouldn't affect the other.
So what this reads to me is maybe the dad is causing pain. That's how I would interpret.
I agree with you, and I would understand that, but not to then say about what I can offer you without harming harming myself, because that makes it sound like they're putting that blame on the kid.
Yeah.
So if you're saying, I need to be careful about what I can offer you without harming myself because someone else is potentially causing that harm, you need to make it really clear that you're not saying your child is causing you that harm.
That it's because someone else is putting like pressure on you or saying things.
And obviously that's a horrible position to be in.
Yeah.
But make it clear, because right now it sounds like you're blaming the person you're speaking to.
Yeah. Like you said, I'm still confused. This message from the mum felt a little bit more emotionally open, but it's still not actually saying.
Not clarifying.
It's not saying what's going on. It's not saying why.
It's like you've gone, here's a menu, and they've gone, cool, this is a menu. I'm like, yeah, but what do you want from the menu? And they're like, I can see that you want me to pick something from this menu. That's what I feel like is happening right now.
Yeah. So OP's final response is, please tell me honestly what you can offer. Just know that by keeping your distance, you are choosing whatever it is over me, your daughter. I could never understand how a mother could ever do that. I'm not writing this to hurt you. I'm writing this because this is how I feel and I want to be honest with you. We can talk about it over the phone if you prefer, but clearly this is a conversation we need to have.
I definitely think taking these things off of text format is really important, because you can't read tone.
Yeah.
And you can overthink so much. I, in particular, overthink and can read so much into exact words that are used.
Yeah.
If someone says something like the word painful, that to me might mean something so different to what you meant.
Yes.
And then if I'm like pulling a face or something when I'm hearing that, then someone can go, no, I didn't mean it in that way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it automatically just solves so much.
I think it also can break down this barrier of this robotic pre-planned language.
Yeah.
You can sometimes tap into the emotions of somebody a bit more, or you can truly see how shut down they might be because they will go non-verbal if they don't know what to say and they can't sit there and formulate it quickly.
And sometimes that silence as well speaks so much.
Yeah.
Sometimes that silence is important and is healing, and you're like, I can see where someone's head is at. I can see this is really hurting them too. And whilst it's not nice to see someone in pain, it can also be really validating to know that you're not the only one that's being emotive in this, especially if their conversation style is quite, as you said, robotic.
Yeah. I would find this really jarring as a child for a parent to say to me, like, I need to stay honest about what I can offer right now without harming myself.
Yeah, I'd be like, what are you talking about?
Explanation.
I'm your kid.
Yeah.
Like, what could possibly harm you about keeping me in your life?
And it also, wouldn't it make you stop and think, oh, my child literally will not speak to their father?
Sorry.
What's going on here?
You just said this was the last message. Is that true?
Yeah, there's no more messages.
There is no response? I feel blue-balled.
Was there no reply to this from the mum?
Oh, that sucks. Should we read some comments?
I want to, because I feel really...
It seems that OP's responded to some as well.
Okay. She doesn't sound healthy for you. She can't even have a discussion without changing the wording and deflecting. Seems she's avoiding accountability for her own emotional immaturity or narcissism, or both. The best thing to do is set boundaries quietly and start putting distance between you and her.
I think that's really wise advice and insight from a peach.
And then OP's actually replied saying, it still breaks my heart to hear her ask for this distance, even when it's better for me. What kind of mum requests distance from her child? Yeah.
I understand how painful that must be. I guess going to your first question of, is she breaking up with me? It kind of sounds like she is maybe not breaking up with you, but certainly putting you at arm's length.
Yes.
And
yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it.
My biggest, I guess, objective input not being in the situation is to try and keep in mind that that could be coming from her, but it also could be coming from these external influences. And if it is an external influence, like the dad that you have broken up with, OP, putting pressure on her, then I can be a lot more sympathetic. Yeah, sympathetic's a good word. And understanding as to why she's feeling that way, but it still doesn't change the fact that she should still be there for you as a mum.
It doesn't excuse it, but it explains it.
Yes. I love that.
Is she pasting a ChatGPT response because WTF she sounds like a robot?
You said she sounds
I wouldn't be
robotic too.
surprised. The reassurance that you're heard in a condescending way is how ChatGPT used to respond.
And OP said, I asked her directly and her response was the most AI response. Yes, I sometimes use tools to help me organise my thoughts. Oh my god, she is!
She is.
And express myself clearly, especially in emotionally charged situations.
She is.
Holy shit. That makes so much sense, because we were like, what? I'm pretty sure didn't I say like this feels like some exam book, like this isn't how people speak.
The problem with ChatGPT is if you try to use it as a therapist or for advice on whether you were right or wrong in a situation, it's pretty much always going to tell you you're right, or if it does tell you you're wrong, it's really, really soft with it. So the mum's probably just got validation from AI that she is right.
Absolutely this. I'm so shook right now that we didn't know that was a ChatGPT response. Like,
I mean, I just
was an
thought it
AI
was a
response.
really emotional emotionally shut off mum, which she is because she's having to go to ChatGPT to get advice.
I'm shook that we weren't able to tell. I'm shook that we literally... I'm sorry, this isn't helpful in UOP. This is just like a point that I'm raising. It is absolutely wild that we just read an AI conversation or like half an AI conversation and couldn't say and be like, this is an AI conversation.
But we knew something was off.
This peach knew, clearly, because they said something.
I get it. I get why you're a bit like, what? But we did know something wasn't right.
Yeah.
It was like that, like there was a niggle that you can't put your finger on. And also, it can sometimes depend on how much you interact with AI conversation. Like, I don't recognise it very much because I don't really use it.
It's just
you know?
freaking me out. That aside, the point that you just made was really important, and it is so true. We actually, about how AI tells you with confidence.
Yes.
Not necessarily what you need to hear, but it says anything with confidence. I was just watching a reel today, which I showed you, about a guy arguing with some verbal AI thing about how strawberry is spelled. He was like, how many R's are there in the word strawberry? And the answer is 3, right? Straw or berry. And the AI was like, there's 2 R's in strawberry. And this guy was getting so annoyed. And that's the problem with these AI tools. When people think of AI as a person and not what it is, which is just a very sophisticated and well-packaged Google.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's a search engine. It's spitting out information, trying to find a puzzle based on what you're asking for and being like, here is the piece that I think you need.
Yeah.
But even if it is wrong, it is not a human that can tell you that it's wrong. And it says what it says with 100% confidence that it makes you feel that it's right. And we actually verified this. Jamie and I did a little experiment because there was this narcissistic, toxic asshole that we know was using ChatGPT. And I was like, I wonder what ChatGPT would say in this situation. So in Incognito, we described a situation of abuse and ChatGPT literally said, well done you for setting your boundaries. That's the response it gave. It sounds like you're setting your boundaries. And on another Incognito page, we described it again to a fresh ChatGPT from the other person's perspective. And it said, this is abuse. Point blank, it said, this is abuse. And I called it out and I was like, but I just explained this to you in another Incognito chat and you said that it was boundary setting, but now you're here saying it's abuse. And ChatGPT was like, thank you for that call out. And that was it. It didn't provide any response. And that was so scary to me. And this came about because of the harrowing statistics we read of how many people go to ChatGPT specifically for therapy. So do not trust it for therapy situations. For a Google search, I get why people use ChatGPT. I too have used it for diagnostic reasons.
Factual things.
Absolutely, but can verify it.
Then
put the work in. Realise this is not a person.
Whatever you do, you need to verify.
And if it is wrong, it will tell you that information with 100% confidence as if it's right. And it's up to you to check that, not ChatGPT.
Yeah.
We live in a scary world, dude. But I'm sorry, OP. I'm so sad that your mum feels like she can't even converse with you. This is making me really sad to know that this was AI response.
Yeah.
If this is the case, and I'm sorry if this sounds harsh, you are better off without a relationship because what you're clearly wanting and asking your mum for is something that she is not able to give you. And it sounds like the version of her that she is providing is causing more harm than it is help.
I hear that, yeah. I think sometimes in these situations it can be difficult, but in the long run better for you to take the power back.
I'm sorry you're having to go through this, OP, but I wish you the best of luck. It sounds like you've got fantastic support from your therapist. I'm glad that you've got great support from the peaches too. Other peaches, please do comment advice if you have any for OP.
Yeah, also to me, like the first thing OP said was like going no contact with an emotionally immature father and having a mother that's enabling that. Also sounds like maybe your mum's enabling it because she's similar to that. Based on the very minimal information we have here, I'm getting emotional shutdown and immaturity from the mum as well.
Yeah.
Especially using AI.
Well done you. But I wish you the best of luck and hugs to your little squish too.
Yeah.
Oh, this was an interesting episode.
Yes, I feel like we say that after every episode. They're all interesting.
Well, some are more straightforward than others.
Yes.
I feel like that last one just shook me a little bit.
Yeah, it's sad when stuff like that happens.
Absolutely. The first one called me out, so I definitely feel like I grew from that experience.
Yeah.
And the second one was just weird. I'm sad that there are people like this that exist in the world.
Yeah. This has been
Silly mums.
a theme of silly bad mums.
Thank you for joining us though, Peaches. I hope even though some of the situations that we talk about are not the most pleasant, you still gained something from the episode and enjoyed following along with us. If you did, maybe consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you'd like to see more.
And if you're listening to this over on a podcast platform, please consider giving the podcast a rating because it really does help us out.
Absolutely. We'll catch you next time. Be kind.
Much love.
And have a great day. Bye.
Bye.